Happy Easter, happy April Fool's Day, happy Passover. So, do I have everything here that I need to talk to you about? Yeah, cool. Hi, so Tracy P here, welcome to my Flosstube. If you are new, I hope you like it. If you are not new, I was gonna say old, but you're not old. If you're not new, welcome back. So I have a finish, I have some progress, I have a bunch of haul from Market that I told you about last video, and a couple other haul-y type things, but still doing pretty good with my self-imposed don't buy stuff. So yeah, first thing is Passover. We went to my parents' house, my brother and I. My aunt and uncle came down from Chicago and we had a really nice visit. I got home today and thought I would do a video. I've been wanting to do a video for a while actually, but I have only been working on one project. And so if you follow me on Instagram, it's TracyP_440. If you follow me on Instagram, then you may have seen that I've only done one project. I think Joey wants to say hi. Come here, Joe. You want to say hi? Joey got a haircut on Friday. Come here. Hi. Oh. So he looks very dapper. Say hi to your friends. Okay. Say bye-bye. Amelia's somewhere. I don't know where. Probably behind the couch. She likes to go behind the couch and stare out the window. So Passover was really nice. Easter we played wiffle ball. This morning my brother and I won by a landslide. That's about it. So, I mean, my stitching is going to be like over and done so quick, but I finished the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. I stitched it on 40 count Rocky Mountain from xjudesign. I used all my own flosses, which I went through in my last video. I changed one of the colors because it was almost the same as the fabric once I got to actually stitching it. So it was this blue, I think. One of these blues I had to change out. But the rest, I don't remember what I did. So the rest I talked about in detail in my last video, so you can check that out if you're interested in these colors. So this was folded up. I brought it to show and tell at my parents. So I think what I will do is insert here a close-up of everything that I'll film at the end. And then I can get up close and show you some details. So yeah, my plans for this are to get it professionally framed, so that'll be a little while. I'm saving up for some retreats, and so it'll be a while. It's gonna sit in this bag for some time. But eventually this will be framed, and then I'm gonna put it up on the wall. Right there is my plan, where the Christmas frosted pumpkin lives all year long right now. So yes, I will insert a video, but that's all I have to say about that right now. Alright, so we're going to go through each band here, and I will tell you about it. So the first band is just that little top corner, and that is a cross-stitch band. The second band is the lighter pink color, and that is cross-stitched, followed by diagonal herringbone, a Smyrna cross, and then an eyelet. The next band is the same thing, but reversed. So eyelet, Smyrna, and herringbone. This was a while ago, and this was the first specialty stitch band, and I found it really intimidating. Those, for some reason, that diagonal herringbone just was like really confusing to me. The Smyrnas are not my favorite stitch, so those were a little bit difficult, and eyelets are lovely, so that was fine. Once I finished those, I was really proud of myself, because I just remember I was like, oh man, that was hard. Little did I know what was to come. So we come to the butterflies. So the first half is a continuation of that color, just cross-stitched, moving into the next color, which is just cross-stitch. Then it goes to a rice stitch, a scallop stitch, and a raised stitch. So let's see how close I can get for you. Not that close, apparently. Okay, so first we have the raised stitch, or I can't see. Scallop stitch, then a rice stitch, then a raised stitch in the middle. Then the next one goes rice, scallop. Okay. And then it continues with cross stitch. Again, this is on 40 count, so it's teeny tiny. So I can't even really see it from where I'm sitting. So I'm looking through the camera, and that is a little hard to see. All right, anyway, we moved on to cross stitch in the next color as well, in the flowers. I don't really remember much about that previous band. I thought it was really lacy and pretty. And then the flowers, I had a lot of trouble with these for some reason. So not as much trouble as with the butterflies. The butterflies took me ages to finish. I don't know why. There's only 3 2/2. But, yeah, the flowers were pretty, but I frogged a lot. Then I moved on to this band, and this is a diamond 4-sided stitch, which once I got my groove on, it was pretty simple. It's just like a square, but on a diagonal. Next is a Sprat's head corner. That's that, like, triangle one. And then a Norwich stitch over 7 threads is the square one, followed by a raised stitch. The raised stitch is quite easy. Sprat's head, especially because it's so small, you lose a lot of the detail, but I think there's a couple of good examples. It's kind of interwoven, even though it's a similar shape to the raised stitch. It's pretty different looking, and it was more difficult to do because it's like horizontal, vertical, like that. And then you reverse it: raised stitch, Norwich stitch, Sprat's head stitch, diamond 4-sided stitch. So this one was the most dense, like, I don't know, this one looks pretty dense, but this felt really dense to stitch, and it took a lot of floss. This was a floss eater. Next was just cross stitch, and then more cross stitch. And then we got into this band, which is a sheaf stitch, and that's what that one that looks like sheaves of wheat. Those are really quick and fun. Also a floss eater, but they were really fun. And then diamond Smyrna cross stitches and elongated diamond Smyrna cross stitches fill up the middle. This one was really crazy. So, sorry. So first, I don't even know if you can see it, but first you had to stitch all of the small ones and then come back through and put the big ones in. So especially like, I don't know where you are. Where are you? Over here. Okay. So especially like here where you can see the variegation. So first I went through and did the yellow and then came back through, and the green is from the second time, I think. Man, this is so small. Okay, then more sheaf stitches. Then this band was the hardest one for me. For some reason, I frogged so much of this. I did it like 2 times. It was really hard for me. I don't know why. All right, next one is satin stitch, but it alternates. So they're vertical, then horizontal, vertical, then horizontal. And then satin stitch, then a Rhodes stitch, and then a tied windmill stitch is the big guy in the middle. So the first color only does the Rhodes stitch and the satin stitch. Then the windmill stitch is the next color, then Rhodes stitch and satin stitch. The satin stitch was 2 threads, even though it's 40 count. So I used a laying tool for that, which took a long time. Then we just have cross stitch, cross stitch. Then the roses were really pretty. That was my favorite cross stitch band. Then we came to the band of death. This band sucked so bad. Guys, I can't even explain to you. Do you see how little this is? I mean, I'm trying to get it to focus really close in, which is silly. Guys, that was just pure insanity. So this band is first, make sure I explain this right. First a rice stitch, then an upright rice stitch is the first thing. Then an eyelet, then the rice stitch. Then rice stitch, eyelet, rice stitch again. And it is so crazy. Look at that. It's bananas. There are like 400 million eyelets in there. Tiny eyelets. Man, I wish I could zoom. But I gotta keep my arms really close to it in order to zoom. There you go. Sorry. Okay. I didn't put it in the close-up mode. That's the problem. Whatever. You don't care. Or maybe you do. Whatever. Then cross stitch, cross stitch. Then we came to this band, which is a queen stitch and then an upright cross. Oh, sorry. First there's a diamond Smyrna. Wait. I'm very confused. What band am I on? What are those? Those are queen stitches. All stitches are worked with one strand of floss. Diamond Smyrna cross stitch, then the queen stitch, then upright cross stitch. I'm sorry. Then upright cross stitch, queen stitch, diamond Smyrna. Oh, you can really see the diamond Smyrna in the dark blue. Queen stitches just look pretty dense. Again, 40 count. It's very, very tiny. There's a couple of really good ones you can see. And then cross stitch, butterfly, kind of moth things again. Then we came to this row, which was a ray stitch, a Jessica stitch, and a Rhodes stitch, followed by the lattice stitch. Lattice stitch was my favorite of the whole project. So yeah, so you do the ray stitch and a Jessica and then a ray stitch after the Jessica. So there's, in between each Jessica, there's 2 ray stitches. Then the Rhodes stitch, then the lattice. And the lattice, you have, these are really long stitches, the verticals, and then you anchor them down with those little crosses. It was so fun. Then you have Rhodes stitch, ray stitch, Jessica stitch, ray stitch, then cross stitch, and then cross stitch. So this light purple was like, hallelujah! This purple and blue is really pretty too, but yeah, when I got to that bright purple, I was like, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. So that's the whole shebang. I'm still not sure if I like this color. I don't know, these 2 greens I don't love, but they're in there forever, so I love those colors. I love the blues and purples. So that's my finish. Teeny tiny little guy. Hopefully I can get it framed for not $1 million. hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna now film my Peacock band sampler, which you'll see later. Spoiler. Then, because Letitia, the crafty curator, and I were working on that together, if anyone has ever done a sal with me knows I always win every time, except Trisha Santa, that she won. But almost every time. I don't know if I'm a fast stitcher. People say I stitch really quickly, but also I was like, all right, we're working on this, and I did not deviate. And I know, Letitia, you deviated slightly. So I'm gonna blame it on that. I got a hair in my mouth. But stuck in my lip gloss. Anyways, so I finished, and so I told her that as long as she keeps working on it, I would work on anything that she wanted me to work on until she finishes. So she picked Northern Expressions Needleworks Peacock Band Sampler. So I'm a little bit disappointed that she picked this because I'm done with band samplers, but I'm happy she picked it because I'm more than halfway done. And I was to here, and then this band wasn't finished. So I've since finished this band. Beads are falling off. If that was a pip, okay, good. I was gonna lose it. There were a couple loose beads on here, so that doesn't totally surprise me, but I don't know where they went. That's fun. By loose beads, I mean they were wrapped up in the scroll rods. They fell in, so. Oh, I see where it went. Okay, anyway, so I finished the terrible band in the middle. This was the worst. This was the worst band. This one was close behind. Finished this one, and then I have since done this band, and then about half of this band. So I will also insert a video of close-ups of this one. Details, this is on 36 count. I think it's called Twilight Blue. It's Zweigart linen. I don't know. It's just a basic something blue Zweigart linen. And it is done with the Fiberlicious thread pack and beads as charted. The back looks like a 4-year-old stitched it. It's one of my worst, so that's cool. This is a Beadsmith bead mat from Sarah Shears. Thank you, Sarah. So I'm making good use of that. I have it magneted on. It will stick kind of to your fabric, but I have it magneted. And I actually tested out washing it because it had dog hair all over it, and I washed it with some dish soap, and it got right back to being sticky, and it works great again. So it doesn't hold beads. It doesn't hold. Shoot, guys, there's a crisis going on. Take a breather, Tracy. It fell off, okay? It doesn't hold beads. There, you can see the back looks like a 4-year-old did it. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is it doesn't hold beads quite as well as some of the other, like the tacky bob and the little sticky disc I had when I worked on Danielle's Angel, but the rewashable and reusableness of it is like amazing. The reason I have all those needle minders along the bottom that are causing all these problems is that when I try to put this in my scroll frame, like it's really struggling. So it has this like tail hanging off, and that was my solution, was to like pin it up with a million needle minders. So anyway, I'll put in a video with close-ups so it'll be easier for you guys to see. Okay? All right. Well, I'm not going to do every single detail on this one because I frankly just don't have the notes pulled up. But I will when I next film a finish video. But what I will tell you is, I don't know if it's because I did this one first that the other one was fairly easy for me, or if because I did that one coming back to this one is now really fairly easy for me. Easy is a relative term. It's very, very, very time-consuming and mentally hard. But what I will say to you about it is you just need to practice specialty stitches, and they're truly no more difficult than a cross stitch. It's just more threads in different directions. So I don't know. You should definitely give one of these a try, in my opinion. They're really fun, and it really breaks up, you know, when you're, I don't know, kind of working on the same kind of things fairly often. It's fun to work on some different things. So, sorry, I was looking down and not through the lens. All right, so I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna walk through everything, but those are the Jessica triangles, I believe, at the top, then a bunch of eyelets, then road stitches. Road stitches are pretty cool because they're really three-dimensional. Don't know what the next ones are. They look like Smyrna's, but I don't really remember. Then the crazy Jessica band, which is like, this band makes me think don't do this project first. Just to be completely honest with you. Practice your Jessica stitches because this will make you cry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to tell you. But, I mean, these are 3 Jessica stitches around and around and around each other. It's bananas. It is so, so, so hard. Okay? I'm really sorry, but I'm telling you real, it's hard. You do like a Jessica around a Jessica around a Jessica. So, and around a bead too. It's really, it's really hard. So, yeah, I definitely would practice Jessica stitches before you do this band. But, like, I mean, when I say practice, I mean, like, do, like, 3. Those were my practice ones. I just practiced on here. I think those were my very first Jessica stitches. It's not that hard. But doing 3 around each other is pretty bananas. And we come over here. The damn pips. This one popped up, so I have to re-glue that one down, but the rest are staying pretty well. And this one was just because I had my tension really tight and it warped the fabric, so it popped up. But they're all staying on there pretty nicely. So when I came back to this piece, I had only finished 2 of these. What the hell is that? That's what fell off. Oh, look, the middle. The middle of both of those is gone. Well, that's bad. I hope they didn't crack. Hold on, I gotta address this. Okay. Well, so I found them, and the floss just broke that was holding them when I had it in the scroll rod, so I have to figure out what's loose and tighten them up. But nothing broke, and it's all good. I think I just had my scroll rods a little too tight, which is why this popped and those popped, so live and learn, son. Anyway, I know I talked about this before, that the Jessica stitches on the bottom half here are smaller than the rest, and I was going to make these smaller to keep it uniform, but I just made them the right way. And I was thinking, okay, well, if you can really tell, go back and fix the other ones, but in my opinion, you can't tell unless somebody says, hey, those are slightly smaller, so I'm not redoing all that crap because, no thanks, busy. Got plenty to stitch. So now that I told you, I'm sure you can tell those are smaller, but whatever. All right, next is, this band is so pretty. It's so many beads. It's really fun to feel. Then this one is satin stitch hearts, which I didn't know they were hearts, but yeah, they're hearts for sure. When you add the beads in the top of the heart, they kind of just go to blobs, which I prefer because I wouldn't really want to hang hearts up on my wall. I don't know. It was a lot of hearts before I put the beads on, with ray stitches and cross stitches. The satin stitch and ray stitches are one color, and then all that cross stitch band is a different color. So, yeah. Then this band is really pretty, in my opinion. Yep. And then this is the band I'm currently working on. So, it looks really complicated in the chart, so I was really freaked out. But I'm doing all the cross stitches. The plan is to do the cross stitches first, so you do the cross stitches like this. Then I'm going back and adding in the beads around the middle, and then these, like, there's like 5 blocks of 5 here. Then come back in and do the specialty stitches, which are really not that bad. And then also there's a different color bead that goes like in those little circles around whatever that stitch is. another Norwich stitch or something. I don't know. I'm ready for this project to be done. I really am. It's like, it just takes so much brain power. It's so pretty and it's so fun, but it takes so much thinking and you have to like really focus. And the beading, you can't do the beading all at the end. It would be very, very difficult to do the beading at the end. Not only because there's so much, but because it's so integrated into each stitch. Like these Jessicas, you have to do the beading when you do them. So that, and these Jessicas too. Oops. Gotta put these somewhere safe. I guess right there. Also, did anybody else watch Roseanne? I loved it. I love Roseanne so much. But anyways, so that's the deal. I gotta figure out what's going on with those beads, and honestly, I'm gonna just probably wait to put them back on until I'm done because I don't want them to rip again. I might just glue them like I glued the pips. And then, yeah, that'll be it. So I got 6 bands. Wait, including this one? There's this one. Let's see. I don't remember. Let me look. Okay, I don't know if you can see that on my phone. But I'm on that band. So then there's one specialty, and they're all specialty. One thin band, one thick band, one thin band. So a total of 4 bands, including the one I'm on. So I will be done with this relatively soon, and to be honest with you, I can't wait. Because, like I said, it's just too much. It's just too damn much. But I love it, and it's really sparkly. See? See how sparkly it is? Even with beads popped off, it's sparkly. It's crazy pants. Look at that. It's so pretty. Ah! Like, I cannot get this loaded in here. Look how crooked this is. It's like, this is what keeps happening because I have, like, felt it up in here to try to protect the beads, even though that's not even really working. I mean, they're not cracking, but... And by the way, I figured out what was going on with that one. I had it very poorly attached. It was really not good. But like, this is the horizontal. So bad. Oh well. I mean, I keep trying to fix it and I just can't. That's so embarrassing. Oh my god. I can't even fix it. I don't even know what to do with this. So I will probably already have inserted that, or I'll insert that here or something. You stay there. Okay. Now I just stuck it on here, but now if I want to show you this, you guys, this is low budget Flosstube. So Danielle made me this one. Alright, I think I'm back organized here. I'm off work tomorrow. I took a vacation day. I'm not like off work. I am off work. Work is not off. Alright, so I bought a bunch of stuff from Market. So let me show you what's going on down here. So first thing is I got the Noah's Ark Christmas Plum Street samplers because this was designed with me in mind, I'm positive. So I got the first 2 parts. First part is crocodiles and giraffes, and the second part is doves and honeybees. And they're amazing. The next thing I got from Market is Girls in Blue Dresses. And this is the one I'm going to turn into a Shining sampler. From the movie The Shining is my plan. If I ever get around to it, I have some cool ideas, so stay tuned. See if I can actually execute any of them. But, yeah. That's my plan with that. That's by Mary Wind Farm. Girls in Blue Dresses. I'm also pretty excited about this one. This is the Portuguese bird sampler from Barbara Anna. Oops, I almost started this, but then I'll show you what I started yesterday. I had to bring something to travel to my parents with, so I was gonna bring this, but it's really big. On 40 count, it's 13 3/4 by 16 3/4, so it's too big. That black bird in the middle is huge. But I'm excited to stitch this one. And I got this Prairie Life sampler. I don't know why. I throw it in. Heartstring samplery. And then the last one I got is the Holiday Quaker by Lila's Studio to go with the Halloween Quaker that I have like 5 stitches in. Oh, it's time for trivia. Where's my phone? Okay, I'll be right back. Well, while it loads, I'll tell you, this is HQ Trivia. You get it on your phone. It's an app, HQ. If you're not playing it already, you should check into it. You play trivia for money every night, 9 p.m. So you can play with me if you want. But I have yet to win any money. But yeah, anyway, I'll be back. Well, I lost. So, where was I? Holiday Quaker. So, I also picked up the floss for this guy. So, Holiday Quaker, it uses gas as well as DMC. So, these are the gas. And, yeah. It's pretty cute. It's got Santa boots and Santa and, you know, happy Passover. I'm a weird kid. It's okay. And then I was grumpy and I bought some crap I shouldn't have bought. Let me tell you all about it. Okay, I bought 2 charts. I got the Heartstring Samplery Be Kind Always. I've never seen this. It came out recently, but I hadn't seen it. So it's called Be Kind Always, Heartstring Sampler. It says, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you can't see. Be kind always. And it is so cute. It's got a man and a lady and some birds and some trees and some intense border and like a little town with like, I don't know, a church and some houses. And so cute. So I got that. And the fabric I plan to use for it is either this one, which is Sunset, I think. Sunset? 32 count Joblin. It's a little darker than that. There you go. Or, and that's 32 count, or 40 count Old Mushroom from xjudesign. The Joblin is Zweigart. So I haven't decided, and you know, no rush because I'm never going to stitch it because I'm monogamous now. And then I also got this 32 count Queen's Anne lace Joblin. It's really pretty. It's just like a little grayish. And I got that for this Heartstring Samplery Feniscal's house. I don't know anything about what this means. I don't know what it is. There might be some explanation inside, but I'm not quite to that yet. But I loved that grass. Do you see that grass? Yeah. So it's called that, whatever. But look at the grass. I mean, it's so amazing. It says a true tale of happily ever after, so I don't know what it's about. Long. Okay, so it's about these 2 people. It's about her great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. and their house. That's really sweet. Okay, so sorry I'm just reading this to myself, but it's a story of two young people who married for love and against all social protocol of their time. It is a story that has fascinated my imagination for nearly a decade now, and knowing that it happened in my own family tree makes me happy and proud. It goes on to explain a lot more, which I'll let you read if you buy it, but it says, at the end of her life, after her beloved husband had passed away, she wrote in a letter to her children, "Oh, what his love was to me from the first. How my life became happy and complete. No one but himself will ever know how dearly I loved your father. We were more precious each to each than anything on earth." And that's the quote that's at the top. That's so nice. I love it. So you could use it as a wedding sampler, it says. Like you can use their quote and change the names, which would be really nice. Anyway, buy this. It's pretty. If you want to stitch a big gray house and a big green grass. Well, you can change the colors if you want. You can make the grass blue and the house hot pink if you wanted. I'm not going to tell on you. But I don't recommend doing that because it would be a little bit ugly. But you do you. It's cool. Yeah, so I'll stitch those someday, half past never. Looking forward to it. So what else do I have to tell you? I think that's pretty much it. I still have to record the up close. Oh yeah, my new start from yesterday. So Peacock Band Sampler was not going to travel with me to my parents' house. So I jumped on the birthday sale for, it's not Sunset, it's Sandcastle. 32 count Sandcastle Jobelin. And I know that because the sticker came off of the fabric that I'm using. The same fabric for this piece. Okay. So, for Olivia's birthday, Emily's birthday, they started working on this piece, which is called Starry Night Sampler by the City Stitcher. Really hard to track down. I found it from a place called the Quilter's Warehouse, and it shipped super fast, but they don't have any other cross stitch, just this one. Don't know how I found it. But they have really nice quilting stuff if you're into that. So I'm picking my own floss as I go, pulling an Emily. So far I only know 2 colors that I'm using, and they are on my new Retromantic Fripperies Floss Organizer Beast Cap. So those are the 2 colors. And the first one is a Gloriana. Nope, it's Water Lilies Winter Wheat, which is used in a lot of chatelaines actually. So, and the second is Amethyst, and I think it was Crescent Colors. It might have been, not Crescent, Classic Colorworks. It might have been Gassed, but I think it is Classic Colorworks Amethyst. I can't find the tag. This is just a bag of floss that I brought with me to pick from. But it's definitely called Amethyst. So, I know those 2 for sure. So I was watching the 10 Commandments last night and I only got a little bit done. So I'm using the Water Lilies for the top and then the Amethyst for the letters. That's all I know so far. But I'm going to go back to working on the Peacock Band Sampler, so that might be all I get on this, but that's okay. It's pretty, and I'm happy to be crashing their birthday party. And somebody just texted. My mom lost trivia too. I thought we were going to get rich. So, I guess that's it. I'm doing good. Dogs are good. Work's okay. Nothing else really going on. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you had a nice weekend, Easter, Passover, April Fool's Day. Abby was the most savage April Fooler I ever saw. We were laughing so hard. She posted a picture that was her kids in the backyard with Easter baskets, and it was captioned, "When Easter falls on April Fools." And it was so funny. So funny. That was really good. So that's all I got. See you soon, probably with the finish of the Peacock band sampler. I'm guessing a couple more weeks on that, and then my next plan is to finish the sailboats for my parents for their anniversary in May. So that'll be my next project, and then I will be switching to a chatelaine, focusing on that until I get sick of it, but hopefully a finish. So yeah, we'll see. It's kind of fun. I'm just working on one thing at a time, but it's also like kind of boring. So we'll see how long it lasts. But I'm really feeling good about the band sampler, so I'm going to record about those now for you to see. $1,200 per person tonight on trivia. That would have been fun if I had won that and come back and been like, I won $1,200. Woo, chatelaines for everyone. Or chatelaines for like 5 of us. All right, bye.